looking to showcase some offensive firepower against one looking to just have some offense, period. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz and NFL.com's Pat Kirwan with you, breaking down every single NFL game every single week. Tampa Bay in Seattle, and the Buccaneers of any NFL team in Week 1. They're traveling the furthest, but it's also how far they have to come from last season. It's part of the reason they brought in Jeff Garcia. What will his Week 1 look like?
Well, another place I visited, and Jeff Garcia, John Gruden, I haven't seen John Gruden smile that much in a long time. No Chucky face at all when I was talking to him about Garcia. He said, look, Jeff has total command of what we want to do inside the West Coast offense, and we've even expanded to shotgun because Jeff can handle it. Jeff sees the football field. Jeff also finds receivers that might have gone unnoticed under other circumstances. He loves Maurice Stovall. Here's a guy out of Notre Dame, a big target. When I was there, they was throwing the ball at him quite a bit. I expect Stovall to jump off the page and start to do big things in a Buck uniform.
Stovall out of Notre Dame. The other guy opposite, obviously, the experienced veteran in Joey Galloway. But the person behind Jeff Garcia, that's Cadillac Williams, who certainly had the sophomore slump in 2006. The offensive line really struggled last year as the team really had a hard time putting points on the board, second worst in the NFL. Do you think Cadillac Williams will bounce back?
Cadillac, another guy I had a chance to sit down. I'm so glad you keep asking me about players I talked to. You know, he went out to Arizona this summer and got himself into a full-time fitness program, and he said it worked wonders for him. He did a lot of things that he wasn't doing before, learned how to take care of his body, did a lot more stretching, and he looked energized to me and ready to go. I also think the offensive line, particularly the offensive guards and center, the inside players, look very good to me, and I think there's going to be an inside power running game that's going to be pretty effective.
All right, we haven't gotten to Seattle yet, but it's a team that's won the NFC West 3 straight years. Offensively, they're finally healthy. What do you think Matt Hasselbeck does here against this Tampa 2 defense, which I know you don't like?
Well, I like Tampa 2, but it's phasing out, as according to the people. Too many teams are running it. Too many quarterbacks are getting too many looks at it. In the Super Bowl, Tony Dungy, the inventor of it, exposed how to attack it when he went against the Chicago Bears, so now there's a blueprint for it. And by the way, it's more advertised than used because I watched the tapes, and they're dropping safeties in and playing 8 in the box anyway and calling it Tampa 2. Well, that math doesn't add up. The safeties have to be back on the hash marks, so they're not using it as much. When I look at the whole situation with these games, you got to play tricks on defense because they all know what each other's doing now. You watch. This is the week. I'll pay close attention to some of the modifications that are out there.
Do you like Matt Hasselbeck in this game with a healthy Sean Alexander, but no Darrell Jackson?
You know, Darrell Jackson, that trade is still strange to me because Darrell Jackson looks to me like he's got enough gas left in his tank to hurt the Seattle from their own division, San Francisco. Don't understand that one. They don't have their tight end, Jeremy Stevens, who happens to be a Buck right now. Last year, I thought Matt Hasselbeck, you look at his quarterback rating, 2 years ago, 98. Last year, 76, sacked 34 times. Something was missing in action there. And also the running back, Sean Alexander, wasn't himself. Last year, though, Seattle flew into Tampa. They took the trip across country and pounded the Bucs and ran the ball for 132 yards. They're going to look at this Tampa defense and think we should still keep running the ball.
One of the new guys on the Tampa defense, that's Gaines Adams. Maybe he'll have an impact, but you like Seattle to win the game?
I like Seattle to win the game. You know, Gaines Adams, when I was at camp, I was worried about what he was going to be. He didn't look like he was really getting it. He has, as he likes to say, I flipped the switch in the games. But he's up against Walter Jones this week. He's going to find out what switch flipping's all about.
The one guy that Seattle doesn't have for the second straight year, Steve Hutchins, on the other side of the line. But maybe now that they know how to run without him, we'll see how that goes. It's the Seahawks and the Bucs, and they kick it off at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. And for more on this game or any other in Week 1, keep it right here on CBSSports.com. For Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.